Solana went down 7 times. That is not a slur from a rival chain, it is the record. And anyone selling you this network without mentioning it is selling rather than explaining. But the last full halt was February 2024, and it had nothing to do with the thing everyone blames. I'm Rachel from ChainSense. In the next 4 minutes, what actually broke each time, what genuinely got fixed, and what is still true that the good news headlines skip. 7 full stops since mainnet launched in 2020. The pattern matters more than the count. 2021, 1. 2022, 3. Clustered so tightly they felt monthly at the time. 2023, 1. 2024, 1. In February. Since then, nothing confirmed. As I record this in late July 2026, that is roughly 2.5 years without a loss of consensus, which is comfortably the longest stretch this chain has ever had. Break the causes down and it splits 2 ways. 5 were software bugs, 2 were transaction spam, back when flooding the network was cheap enough to be worth doing. The catch on that reassuring streak, 2.5 years of evidence is 2.5 years of evidence. It is not proof, and this network has had quiet spells before. Here's the structural problem underneath every one of those halts. For most of its life, every single validator on Solana ran the same software. Identical code everywhere. So when that code met a condition it could not handle, it did not fail on one machine. It failed on all of them at the same instant, and consensus simply stopped. February 2024 is the clean example. An obscure bug in an old piece of the program loading system, not congestion, not spam, not volume. A defect in legacy code that took the entire chain offline for about 5 hours and needed validators to coordinate a manual restart. Sit with that because it inverts the usual story. The last time Solana stopped, it was not because too many people were using it. It was because there was nowhere for a bug to hide. 2 categories of fix, and they are not equally interesting. The first is load engineering. Better transport between validators, quality of service weighted by stake so spam cannot drown out real traffic, localized fee markets so congestion in one busy application stops spilling into everything else, and priority fees. These worked. The network has since absorbed volumes that would have flattened the 2022 version of itself. The catch. All of this hardens against spam, and spam caused 2 of 7 failures. It does nothing about bugs. The second is the structural one, and it is why this episode exists. Solana now has more than one implementation. Agave, the original lineage, still carries the majority of stake. Firedancer is a genuinely independent rewrite. Different team, different language, sharing no code with the original. There is a middle option called Firedancer, and this is where people get the maths wrong. It runs Firedancer's networking on top of Agave's consensus. It is a performance upgrade, not an independence upgrade, because a consensus bug in Agave would still take those nodes with it. The catch: count implementations by what they share, not by what they are called. 3 things the celebration posts leave out. Client diversity is real and young. The independent implementation holds a minority of stake, and a meaningful share of the network still runs code written by one firm in some form. Diversity that exists on paper protects you less than diversity spread across stake. No full halt is not the same as no problems. Independent monitors have logged degraded periods that never appeared in an official incident report. If your transaction failed on a busy afternoon, the status page saying green was not lying to you exactly, but it was not describing your day either. And the honest frame. Everything above is a track record, not a guarantee. It is a good record now, improving for structural reasons rather than lucky ones, which is the best thing you can say about any live system. Judge it as evidence. Do not accept it as a promise. 2 clients beat 1. Solana finally has both. Next in this series, Solana against Ethereum, and why that argument is about design rather than which one wins. Subscribe to ChainSense. I'm Rachel. See you in the next one.